excited. I feel good. My voice is shaking a little. Let's go! Woo! Here we are. We made it.
Okay, this is not an episode from Survivor, but it sure felt like it. That right there is our very own Joe Dana taking on the world-famous Hermit Rapid on the Colorado River. How magnificent is that? One of several rapids that draws river runners from around the globe right here to the Grand Canyon. Joe spent a whopping 29 days in the canyon, traveling 282 miles of the river, hiking, camping, and rowing, enjoying complete isolation in one of the most magnificent places on earth. And Joe joins me now to talk about his incredible journey. Yep. Joe, you made it out alive. First of all, we are just, all of us pretty much are jealous of this spectacular trip that you took. 29 days, we're talking no cell phone, no communication to your family, to your wife, your two boys, none of it. What was that like?
Incredible. It was like a dream.
Yeah.
The naturalist John Muir, he said in the 70s that Americans were figuring out that they needed to return to the wild, and they realized that wildness is a necessity. And I think you know this as well as I do, Tram, that when we talk about getting in the dirt, getting around trees and rocks.
Nature.
There's something inside of us, right, that it speaks to. We need it, right? We need this.
Yes.
And to be able to do it for a month is incredible. I barely have any vacation days left for the year, but that's okay.
I bet it was worth it.
I'm feeling energized,
yeah.
right? And so yeah, it is everything I could have expected and more.
Was there one point during this trip where you thought, whoa, what am I doing? I miss, like, there is something that I miss. I mean, 'cause from the food to family to just interaction with, you know, everything else that's going on around you.
In January, it's bitter cold. It gets into the 20s and up to the 50s or 60s during the day. And so, yeah, a lot of days you're cold. You go into some gorges where you barely have any sun the entire day, right?
Oh, my God.
And so that's part of winter rafting.
Yeah.
And besides that, though, it was all so worth it. There was such a spirit of camaraderie with the group we had. And that's a key. If you do something like this, if you get a group of people who are dedicated to this cause, think about it, it's a month, only the food on our boats that we can take for that entire month, only the provisions we have. You have to work together, set up camp, the kitchens and everything else.
It's work still, you know, fun, of
It
course,
and
adventurous, but so much work.
So gratifying.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So when you talk about gratifying,
Yeah.
you know, when you came out of that different world, truly.
Yeah.
How did that change you?
Yeah, I mean, so I consider the Grand Canyon like a storybook, and people have described it as that, and I want to show you video here because this is sort of what I mean. Like from a geological perspective, it is a storybook. The video behind me shows the narrowest part of the canyon. It's 76 feet across from one side to the other. And the deepest gorges here, these places where you can crawl around, it's Vishnu schist. This is more than 1.5 billion years old rock, a third of the age of the planet. And then, of course, you've got like the red wall that glows in the sunlight, that right there, 350 million years old. You've got these fossil features and erosion.
Look at that water.
It all tells a story about ancient oceans and these fantastic volcanoes. When you have that surrounding you, it just puts so much into perspective. We took a hike in some narrows where you could literally put your hands on two different rocks that were 500 million years old apart from each other. And then the famous Nankoweap granary in the canyon where the Anasazi people stored up food. They abruptly left this area around 1200 AD. So there are these places here that they were once bustling villages. You can see the pottery shards left behind. And it's also very humbling. You consider that this was a place where Native people likely went to hide out in the 1800s from the U.S. government. So the Grand Canyon, I think it is a story that is both harsh and just beautiful. And it's got the extremes. It's so cold in the winter. It's very hot in the summer. It's an oven. But it is a magical place.
So out of curiosity, why did you do it in the winter? Why not spring or fall?
Yeah, so you have to win a lottery through the Park Service to get a private permit, right? They're the trips you can take with a company, and that's maybe 5 to 7 days. But if you want a private permit to go for weeks, even up to 29 days, as we did, then you got to win the lottery.
Okay.
Friend of mine, he got it for December, January.
Oh.
So he said, look,
You gotta go.
good news, bad news.
Yeah.
We can do it, and if we get the right people who know what they're doing, we'll do it. But it is in the middle of winter, so it took a little convincing. I had to really do the research and think, okay, yes, we can do this. If you get the right people with you, everyone should get access to the Grand Canyon.
Yes.
And yes, there are permits involved with hiking, with rowing, but do your research, contact the Park Service, you can learn about the process, and don't be intimidated.
Yeah, even though I mean, we're talking, this is one of the wonders of the world, you know, right in our backyard. How lucky are we? Was there, I'm sure there were many favorites, but was there one that particularly struck out to you that just, you wanted to walk away from going, oh my gosh, how blessed am I? I mean, what was truly your favorite, if you can?
The most impactful moment, I would say, was a solo hike. And there are times when you can go by yourself and just take in the beauty of it. And so several solo hikes all come to mind. But people don't realize there are hundreds of side canyons and side hikes. And there's more than 40 tributaries and streams. Wow. So the canyon is in itself, you know, the reason why it's a natural wonder.
Right.
But there are so many other places to explore.
It's endless.
So just being able to, kind of take off and explore a little side canyon, be in the river, take it in, I'll never forget it. And I may leave tomorrow.
I was going to say, you would do it again, it sounds like, in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's if Ivan gives you all that time back again. Our news director. Joe, thank you for taking us on this journey.
Absolutely.
I feel like we could have talked for a week
Well,
about
I'm
this.
going to convince you guys to do something like it because I know
We
you
would
guys
love
are a
to.
camping family.
Yes, for 29 days though, that would be a lot, but for sure.
No, you can do shorter trips.
That's up a lot of our alleys, right, Rachel?
Your kids would love
It most certainly is, and I will cover for both of you guys, no matter how much time you want to take off. Tram, I think I've said that to you. Get in a camper and disappear for 6 months.
Let's go. Yeah.
Very cool, Joe. Thank you for sharing part of the trip with us. We appreciate it. Up next,